On March 3rd, 2026, the moon was stained with a deep, almost unsettling red. For astronomers and the nightly news, it was simply a total lunar eclipse, an optical phenomenon. But for those who look at reality through the eyes of faith and prophecy, coincidences carry meaning. This blood moon fell on a day that is astonishing. The Jewish feast of Purim, the day that commemorates Israel's survival against the ancient Persian Empire, what we would call today's Iran. With the Middle East in flames, on the brink of total war, the sky turned red on the very day that recalls the historic clash between Israel and Iran. Is it only a coincidence? Or is it a cosmic clock marking the beginning of that mysterious time of justice of which Jesus spoke to Saint Faustina Kowalska? To understand what is happening, we need to take a step back. Modern man is used to looking at the sky only for weather forecasts. We have lost the spiritual reading of the cosmos. The ancients instead knew that the heavens were God's first blackboard. In ancient writings such as the apocryphal Book of Enoch, the movement of the stars is described not as simple celestial mechanics, but as a gigantic divine clock that marks the times of salvation history. God does nothing by chance. When he wanted to announce the incarnation of the Son, he used a star. When Jesus died on the cross, the Gospels tell us that the sun was darkened. The sky is not mute. We are the ones who have become deaf. And when the sky uses the color of blood, there is always a message that demands our fullest attention. And here we come to the first shocking detail of March 3rd. The blood eclipse fell exactly during Purim. If you do not know this feast, you absolutely must read the Book of Esther in the Bible. Purim celebrates a reversal of destiny. A high official of the Persian Empire, Haman, had planned the total extermination of the Jewish people. It seemed like the end. But through the intercession of Queen Esther and a series of providential events, the plan is thwarted. Now stop for a second and look at today's headlines. To have a blood moon, a biblical symbol of judgment and conflict, on the very day that recalls the mortal clash between Israel and Persia cannot be reduced to mere astronomical statistics. It is history repeating itself, but on a global scale. There is a detail in the Book of Esther that makes your hands tremble. It is the only book of the Bible in which the word God is never mentioned, not even once. God seems absent, hidden behind political plots, palace intrigues, and armies, and yet it is he who moves every single piece to save his people. Does that not seem like the exact photograph of our time? We live in a post-Christian society in which God seems to have disappeared. The great powers of the earth decide humanity's fate in geopolitical summits, completely ignoring the Creator. But just as in the Book of Esther, God is the hidden director. And this blood moon is his signature on an age that believes it can live without him. But there is more. The Church knows well the meaning of these signs. We do not read the stars the way astrologers do, which is sinful. We read them through the lens of sacred scripture. And there is a prophet, foundational in the Church's liturgy, who spoke clearly about this. The prophet Joel. Precisely in the season of penance par excellence, the Church has us read his exact words in chapter 2. I will show wonders in the heavens and on the earth, blood and fire and columns of smoke. The sun shall be turned to darkness, and the moon to blood, before the great and terrible day of the Lord comes. Do you feel the power of these words? The prophet Joel binds the red moon inseparably to the day of the Lord. But pay attention to the context. Joel is making a desperate call to conversion. Joel cries out, "Rend your hearts and not your garments. Return to the Lord your God." And this is where the prophecy locks into our calendar. March 3rd falls in the heart of Lent. The blood moon is not a sign of inevitable disaster, a blind fate that must crash down upon us. It is, rather, what we might call a sacrament of nature, a visible sign that calls us back to an invisible reality. Why would the sky choose the season of Lent to be tinted red? Not to send us running to stock up food in underground bunkers, but as a pressing invitation, perhaps one of the last, to run toward the only bunker that can save the soul, the confessional. And at this point, the picture becomes immense, because it intersects the most important private revelations of the 20th century, those of Saint Faustina Kowalska. We know the Church invites discernment regarding private revelations, but the message of divine mercy has been approved, promoted by St. John Paul II, and offered to the whole world. In her famous diary, Jesus gives Sister Faustina words that today, under the red light of this moon, resound like thunder. Jesus does not speak to her of dates or astronomical calculations. He speaks of spiritual times. And he announces a change of phase in the history of humanity. Listen carefully to what Jesus says in paragraph 83 of St. Faustina's diary. Write this: "Before I come as the just judge, I first come as the King of mercy. Before the day of justice arrives, this sign will be given to people in the sky. All light in the heavens will be extinguished, and there will be great darkness over the whole earth. Then the sign of the cross will appear in the sky." Let us pause for a moment. Many online make the mistake of confusing the blood moon with this sign described by Faustina. No, we must be clear-minded and faithful to the text. Jesus speaks of the extinguishing of every light and of the appearance of the glorious cross. The blood moon spoken of by Joel and witnessed on March 3rd is not that final sign. It is its forerunner. It is the sky clothing itself in red, the color of blood and of the Passion, to warn us that the time of the King of Mercy is sliding inexorably toward the day of justice. Think about it. What is red for us Christians? It is not the color of rage or destruction. It is the color of the two rays that flow from Christ's heart in the image of divine mercy, blood and water. The red moon in the March sky is the color of mercy, imploring humanity to stop before it is too late. It is as if God were saying, "Look at the blood in the heavens before you yourselves spill it uselessly on your lands through wars of pride." The passage from mercy to justice is not God losing control and deciding to punish us. Divine justice is simply God withdrawing, leaving man at the mercy of his own self-destructive choices. This dynamic between mercy and justice is the deep echo of another mystical event, much debated, but impossible to ignore: Garabandal. The alleged apparitions in Spain in the 1960s speak of a universal warning, an illumination of consciences in which every human being will see his soul exactly as God sees it. There, too, a cosmic phenomenon is associated. We are not saying that the moon of March 3rd is the warning of Garabandal. Pay attention. We are saying that God's method is always the same. He uses the cosmos to prepare hearts. The blood moon prepares us for that illumination. It tells us, do not wait for the sky to go dark before looking within. Do it now. And this brings us forcefully back to the starting point: the Middle East, Iran, Israel, Purim. The news bombards us with geopolitical analyses, ballistic missiles, strategic alliances. It makes us believe the fate of the world is in the hands of generals or presidents. That is the great illusion of our time. The harsh and cutting truth is that every physical war we see on earth is the incarnation of a spiritual war fought in the invisible realm. Hatred between peoples does not begin in parliaments. It begins in hearts far from God. The blood spilled in Gaza, in Ukraine, or in a potential global clash is the result of rejecting the saving blood of Christ. In Egypt, during the first Passover, what saved the Israelites from the destroying angel? It was the blood of the lamb, brushed on the doorposts, red on the doors. Today, while the world trembles at the risk of nuclear escalation, God paints the doorposts of the sky red with this eclipse, not to terrorize us, but to remind us that there is only one blood that protects us from absolute evil. the blood poured out 2,000 years ago on Golgotha. If our souls are not marked by Christ's forgiveness, we are already victims of the worst war possible, the death of the soul. The Church always invites us to discernment. Let us not give in to alarmism. Celestial signs must never generate paralyzing panic, but a faith that is more attentive and more active. If Jesus promised Saint Faustina that he will come first as the King of Mercy, it means that today, at this very moment, the doors of that mercy are still wide open. We do not need to know the exact day or the exact hour when justice will prevail. We need to know where we must stand right now. If this message has made you reflect, help us bring it to as many people as possible by sharing it and subscribing to the channel. But above all, today I am not asking you to comment your opinions about wars or prophecies. I am asking you to join me by turning the comment section into a wall of prayer and trust, simply writing this phrase: Jesus, I trust in your saving blood. May God bless all of us.